Today's menu, we have eggs, bacon, butter, and then
tequila.
You want to take a morning shot? And then we got bread from Ganella.
Excuse me?
Who? Step one, we need a bowl. Cause where we go put the eggs in? A bowl. We got cups, we got bowls. Now we just need the pots and pans. You see, so damn, this motherfucker look like it's been through the Civil War and the slave trade. I think Harriet Tubman used this twice. She was using this to wake niggas up when it was time to go on the railroad and niggas was sleeping. She would walk into the fucking, she was walking through the motherfucking slave houses, just beating niggas over the head. I'm gonna watch this just in case, cause this still got slave grease on it. Anywho, let's cook. Let's bring the shit back out. Actually, look at her in all her glory.
Dead and buried, darling.
And brick.
Hello. Step one. So I was gonna, normally when I'm at the crib, I'll just like toast the bread on the stove. But these niggas have a quadruple toaster. So, oh Lord. Yeah. Okay, so come on over here. So what you want to do is open that motherfucker up so you can get all up in that bitch. Throw the hello in there. You hear that sizzle? That's what you want. You want that motherfucker like, oh, okay. Oh, hold on. There you go. You want room for all the other bacon homies. Turn your vents on so you don't blow this bitch up. We'll do 4 for now. So what you want to do, while them hoes is sizzling, get your eggs. So you want to take an egg, you know, crack that motherfucker open. Right in there. Keep an eye on your bacon so that shit doesn't burn. Well, some niggas like burnt bacon, but me personally, check on your bacon. You want to flip them bitches. Now you're probably asking, Vello, when do you flip the bacon? Well, I'm somewhat of a Gordon Ramsay, so I kind of just got an eye for it. But all I can say is, figure it out. So after you put your eggs in the shit, you want to get a fork and you want to stab them hoes. Why are we assaulting the egg yolks? Well, you want them bitches to break. And after you break them up, you just get in that bitch, you just start. Just get all of, just start. That motherfucker just. And then you want to grab your salt. And take your salt and just get a little bit of salt in there. Not too much because high cholesterol. And then your pepper, get that shit all up in there, you know, and then you just, we good. Just that motherfucker in there. You want it to be a little black, you know. Yeah. Type shit. This skillet got a little bit of that slave grease. And then you want to just keep your distance. You want them looking like that. Once they start looking like that, they're almost done. So once they're looking like that on one side, then you got about 46 seconds and then they're done on the other side. See, yeah, you see, yeah, they're done, yeah. Put this there, and you're gonna take them bitches off and put them on the paper towel, right? So you want some of that bacon grease to get soaked up, because we ain't big back niggas out here eating bacon grease. And then you put that shit on top. And you put that on top of that, so that stays down. And then you want to turn this one on. Actually, No, cook all your bacon first. The eggs are gonna cook very quickly. This shit get hot as hell, goddamn. Smells like dangerous. Now, let that shit cook. And then when you're making your second batch of bacon, you might have to watch some bitches a little bit more, just because that skillet hot as fuck, so they might cook a little faster. But I did turn the heat down, so we should be good. Shit. All right, and then what we did over here, do again over here. This is the technique. You gotta tilt the bowl a little bit, and you whisk in the corner. I learned that in culinary school. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take Pam, coat that hoe. Put that hoe on like medium-ish heat, probably like 5. We're gonna do medium because this stove overexcited and get hot as hell for no reason. See, it's all about balance. You just gotta figure it out. Once you tap in. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these eggs, give them a little stir up, and then you bring them over. And the key is stir them while you're pouring them. What does that do? I don't know, but I like the way it looks when I do it. And we're gonna pour it all up in there. Yep. Bro, why do these eggs look translucent? So,
It was green on camera.
green? Shout out to Dr. Seuss. All right, so when they're cooking, what you want is for that, you see how, God, bro, I'm finna fight. You want the ring. You see how it's becoming like a little white yellow, little ring around it? That's what you want. That's how you know it's cooking. And the key is you're gonna get your little spatula. There's probably 47 different ways you can cook eggs. How do you like your eggs? I don't give a fuck. This is how I like my eggs. It's like, so you're basically just gonna pull it to the center, 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 pull it to, and you see how it's moving and it's not sticking? It's because of Pam. You want to make a little pal in the middle. And every time you scoop the bitch, you see how a little bit more run off on the side, so then that side, then that's gonna get cooked, right? And then you're gonna push it to the center even more, right? And you're gonna keep doing this. Hold on. All right, that was just the bacon telling me that I needed to flip it before I burned it. Okay, anyways. Do they got a lid for this bitch? Gotta clean this fuck. Back to the eggs. So you want them to, you see it now. Now you see how it's like one thing and it's not like dripping. That's when you flip the bitch. And then you just go let that sit for a minute. Keep an eye on it because that second half is gonna cook very fucking quickly. Okay. Now you're gonna give it a little gander. That's done. Boom. As you can see, once things start finishing up, it starts to turn into a little bit of an Olympic event. But you know, just keep up. Just keep up. That's all you can do at the end of the day. Hang in there and keep up. And get your weight up. Be better than we were yesterday. You know what? The bacon's done. The bacon's done. We're gonna cut that out right now. Bacon's done. Because if it pops me one more time, I might crash out genuinely. Now, we're gonna cook the second batch of eggs. Ooh. Now you see how it's moving in unison like that? That's a good sign. That's when you go and you check the other side a little bit. Yup. Go ahead, flip that bitch. Just like that. And then what do? We wait on it. Yup. Take them bitches. Done. Just like that. And then take our bread. Always check for mold. Last thing you want to do is eat mold. You might fuck around and die. That's inconvenient. So you're gonna take your bread and you're gonna put that bitch in the toaster. In the bowl. Put the bread in the bowl. And then we're just gonna drop them bitches. So you just wait for it to toast. In the meantime, get your butter. And then you're gonna take your butter, you're gonna take her panties off. Like a Reese's cup. You don't want to fully unclothe her though, because you gotta wrap her back up. So my bread is burning. So we're gonna. It's okay, because in life, you don't always get it the first time. But what do? You stay consistent and you try again. Because at the end of the day, no one can take your preservation. No one can take that from you. Because at the end of the day, we got more bread. Get your money up. We're gonna drop that shit in here, just like that, and we're gonna try again. All right, we're gonna let that bitch get to bitching. You want it to be. See, this is felony black. You want it to be golden. You want it to be golden brown. You want it to be crisp brown. Even though he is also a felon. But I woke up Chris Breezy. Basically, you just want to prep your butter, because unfortunately, this shit is a stick of butter, and you need. And reveal.
Yay!
Now, is it better? 100%. Did this bread wake up Chris Breezy? I'd say so. But I do like a little more color on my bread. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna set it to 2 this time though, and then drop it again. It shouldn't have to go the whole trimester. We'll keep an eye on it for now. What we need to figure out is this butter. I mean, theoretically speaking though, it should melt as we put it on the heated bread, because that is how science works. All right, let's check on the bread. There we go. So what we're gonna do is, while they're nice and heated, we're gonna take this butter and we're just gonna, goddamn, this is some thick ass butter. This is a thick boy. And then we're just gonna keep on, because you gotta make sure make sure the bread's hot. So yeah, just do that. All right, and then we gotta, okay, you're just gonna break it up. Okay. All right, and then we're just gonna, yeah, that one's still hot. There we go. You're just gonna paint it. Yeah, it's like creating a portrait. You know, you just gotta paint it on there, like Picasso or Mr. Ross. Remember how I said at the end it starts to become like an Olympic event? Yeah, we're at the Olympics now. This is the 2008 Beijing Olympics. You're just gonna keep on keeping on. That's cool. All right, there we go. There we go. Yeah, you just gotta let it sit on there for a minute, and then it starts to lock in. Yep, and that's done. So you're gonna take your 2 of them. Well, pow. You take, actually, I mean, there you go. We each get one that's a little bit darker than the other. All right, just like that. You can move this up a little bit. Bring this over here, just like that. And you're gonna take your crisp Maplewood bacon, and you're gonna plate that bitch just like that. Yeah, plate that bitch just like that. Fold that up. Hey, y'all got 2 cooking with Vellos in 1 vlog. Who would have thought? Not me. And then unplug your toaster. That's a fire hazard. See, the reasoning it turns into an Olympic event is because you need to keep all the food at somewhat of the same temperature range. So it's like, you know.
I look like the glass owes money.
Huh?
Are you drawing it like the glass owes you money?
I told you, this is nigga. This is 2008 Beijing Olympics. This is not my hot sauce of choice, but niggas need some spice. Right there. Let me see real quick. And then we're just going. Yup, I did that. See y'all next week on Cooking with Vello. Roll credits. I told you, this is nigga. This is 2008 Beijing Olympics.